Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to CCRL Pro Tier. Tonight they will be taking on the 7.004 kilometer, 4.352 miles. It's got 19 corners and 2 DRS zones. It is Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium, also called the Belgian Grand Prix. I am the Johnny Damon and I am your host tonight. They will be doing a short qualifying full 44 laps around Spa. We do have some cloudy weather for qualifying and cloudy weather for the Grand Prix. But my apologies, it's 20 corners, not 19. But let's pull up the track map here. We don't need any of that. Let's see. But yeah, we got 13 cars on the grid. The championship has been decided. LB the GOAT is your champion here in the Pro Tier. Looking forward to him coming up to join us in the elite here on Wednesday nights. We'll be competing beginning January 8th as they will take on the Bahrain International Circuit. It will be for $150 on the line for the champion in the elite tier beginning on January 8th. But in the meantime, the season finale here for the Pro Tier, LK out on circuit. And right behind him is going to be the Alpine. I believe no Alpines actually. My apologies. Or yeah, it's peak hour. He's making his way down into Brussels. And then they're going to carry through No Name here. And now towards Puhan we go with LK as he's going to lead us for the first lap. And he goes really deep through Puhan. Very easy to invalidate. Very interested to see how many track limits we get here, as we're now going to carry ourselves onto this kind of long straight. It's got a little bit of a kink in it. It is going to be the Corbeil Paul Friere Blancmont and into the bus stop chicane of the final two corners. He is going to slow down early, get this car ready to roll here in qualifying. Opens up the DRS. It goes really wide off the exit, and I'm not sure if that's going to have an effect on his next lap. It does not. Peak hour dives right in the pit lane, and the next car right behind him appears to be LB the GOAT, current champion. And then we got Comacopa will be next across the line, and McLaren of Raptor beginning a lap. But in the meantime, LK making his way down Kemmel Straight into Lescombs here as he has the DRS wide open. In through Lescombs we go. Down the hill, carrying ourselves to Brussels, not really getting much speed off the exit, and now through Brussels we go. And he's gonna come through No Name, heading towards Puhan, and it goes a little wide there. In towards Puhan, and now he's gonna carry himself towards campus in Stavelot. Got 14 minutes here of the short qualifying session to go. Still 13 cars in the session. Nobody has wrecked out yet. Through Sector 2, 116.7. Currently looks to be holding pretty stable here in the qualifying session, as he's now going to carry up through Blancmont and in towards the bus stop chicane of 19 and 20. He has used all of that energy down into the bus stop chicane. Gets really loose there. And he's going to come off the exit, puts the power down, coming towards the line to a 145.8. So the next one was LB to go as he slams into the bus stop and dives into the pit lane. I believe it was Comacopa right after him, and indeed it was. Comacopa is going to take your provisional pole with a 145.813. Trackside making his way through Sector 2, not really burning a lot of battery on these soft tires. He's got about 50% as he's now making his way through Blancmont in towards the bus stop chicane. In the Aston Martin we go for the number, I believe that's the number 43 car of Trackside. Really nice entrance into the bus stop chicane. He's going to put the power down off the exit to a 145.9. Long it so far. That 142.2 is a pretty good looking lap for the Williams as they have the front row locked out. Osmanian Devil's going to jump himself into P5, but I believe he's starting a lap now. Natural takes your new provisional pole up at a 144.5, so the track is still evolving a little bit as Swaz is making his way through No Name. He's now going to carry as much speed as he can in towards Puhan. Does have a yellow flag in front of him. Not sure if that's a car running low on fuel. This is going to be costly though, as this car is not looking to get out of the way, and Swaz is going to come through, and there he goes. Was able to make it through Sector 2 with a 115.6. He's now going to come through Corbeil Paul Friere and heading towards Blancmont. Get the bus stop and chicane in front of him. 11% ERS, heavy on the brakes all the way down into second gear. Back on the power off the exit, opens up the DRS, comes across the line to a 144.4, so he's about nearly a tenth in front of Natural, but both of them so far fighting for that provisional pole. De Boonster making his way to the line, and he jumps up to a 144.495 as well, so he's going to lock himself up in the top three here after the first runs. Here comes Mr. Miller beginning a lap. Peak hour appears to be invalidated. I'll be the goat sitting in pit lane with Matthew. Mr. Miller here making his way down Kemmel Street in towards Ledgecombs to a purple sector 1 with a 31 flat. Not sure how accurate that is, as he's now going to make his way down into Brussels here of I believe this is turn 10. Yes it is. Off the exit into No Name of 11. He's now going to head towards Puhan, and we're going to not shift down, just lift a little bit through Puhan, carry as much speed as he can in towards campus. Now he's got Stavelot, and then through sector 2 split. We're got one more corner here. Is he gaining? He got a purple sector 2 of 115.1. So far, in my opinion, that's the fastest I've seen here through sectors 2. And he's gonna head through Blancmont. Little bit of traffic in front of him, but I don't think this will cause any effect here. Into the braking zone we go. And is he going to be challenging for your provisional pole? Off the exit, a little wide, and up to a 144.1 is Mr. Miller here at the Spa. Raptor making his way through Brussels of turn 10. Peak hour currently making his way through campus in Stavelot now. And now he's going to come through sector 2, 117 flat, so not really looking at much for provisional pole here. And here comes Raptor through campus. He's got Stavelot right in front of him, and then the sector 2 split. 21% battery. He's not going to be carrying much, a 115.7, so not really challenging for the pole position. Natural just jumps up to the top with a 144 flat, and he found 3/10 on that previous lap, 3 to 4/10 on that previous lap, and that's going to launch him into the front row with 8 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Through the bus stop chicane is Raptor, and he's going to make his way across the line with a 46.1. That will put him down in the P11 position. Alright, let's see who else might be on a lap. Osmanian Devil is, Peak Hour is not, so we're going to jump on board with Osmanian Devil as he's carrying himself through Puhan. He is low on fuel. He does slightly lift in 6th gear. And heading towards turns 13 and 14 of campus. And now into Stavelot. Through the Sector 2 split, he's nearly a quarter of a second up on his time. That is looking to put him up inside the top 6. He needs about another 4/10. And he's still in 6th gear. No more fuel for Mr. Osmanian Devil, as he was looking pretty solid there through 2 sectors. Now he's going to be making his way in towards pit lane. Natural currently not on a lap. Bonnet here on a lap off the exit of No Name, and he looks to be on a solid run here into Puhan. Oh, he gets really drifty, and unfortunately is going to invalidate there off the exit of Puhan there. And Komakopa right now making his way down Kemmel Street. Currently a 10th down on his time there through Sector 1. Trackside here, making his way through Sector 3, currently low on some battery management in qualifying. And he comes through Blancamont heading towards the bus stop chicane. He does have a teammate out here in Matthew 10. Off the exit of the chicane, he's going to come across the line. 2/10 gained on the time to a 145.7, so a nice run by trackside there. Matthew here up through Eau Rouge and Radion. Let's jump up to the front though, as Swaz here is beginning a lap. Trackside's currently not on a lap. Komakopa is currently on a lap. Don't know if he's gaining any time. Does have LK in front of him getting ready to begin a lap. Komakopa dives into the bus stop chicane, braking zone down into 2nd gear. Off the exit, opens up that DRS flap. He's going to burn the rest of that ERS to the line. And he gains a full second up to a 44.6. That puts him inside the top 5. He does leap over his teammate there. Swaz here, he's half a 10th down on his time here as he's making his way through Brussels. Now through No Name, heading towards Puhan. We got about 5 minutes left of the qualifying session, and we're going to dive through Puhan off the exit. Keeps it within the track limits, heading towards turn 13. Right on board with him here. It is kind of a late apex there into turn 13 off the exit of campus, and now into Stavelot. This one you can really kind of lose it in the braking zone just by driving it deep off the exit here of turn 15 down Corbeil Paul Frere, heading through Blancamont we go. Gonna take a view here of the Racing Bull of Swazi, and he is now gonna head into the bus stop chicane. Off the exit opens up the DRS flap. Is he going to gain enough time? He gains nearly 2.5 tenths and almost 3 tenths there, but not enough to jump Mr. Miller there into the front row. So Swaz here is still running in that P3 position. Okay, currently not on a lap. Quite a bit of folks back here not on a lap. LB the GOAT, wonder if he's doing a last to first challenge. Natural out here just cruising around. Let's see, anybody else on a lap? De Boonster currently on a lap into Brussels. He goes. He does have an Aston Martin in front of him. Hopefully this is not going to hinder him. Off a no name, he goes pedal down to the metal. Aston Martin tucks to the inside. And here comes the Ferrari through. And through Puhan he goes. And now De Boonster's going to make his way into turn 13 and 14 of campus. Late apex of 13 off the exit of 14. Heading towards Stavelot of 15 and then 16 here. And now, and he gets really loose and into the inside wall. De Boonster nearly caught it there through Stavelot, 3.5 tenths up on his time. He was gonna be challenging for that pole position, but unfortunately lost the car there through the exit of Stavelot and get to the inside wall. I'm not sure if he is gonna have enough time here to get into pit lane and change that front ring and get a new set of tires and try again. Swazi here currently making his way to the start finish line. A lot of cars tucked up here in Brussels. Not sure. Bonget trying to make his way through this traffic, and it seems to be he might be okay doing so, as he's now going to run through Puhan. He does keep it within the track limits there. And he is going to carry into campus. And let's see how Bonget does, as he's now going to come into Stavelot. He does have some more traffic in front of him. Sector 2 split. He sits tenths up on a time of 144.6. Would be nice for Bonget. That would put him inside, potentially the top 5. He wants some more time though. He is going to be looking, getting a little bit of a toe down through Blancamont. He's now going to make his way into the bus stop chicane. Where can the Williams put himself here? No more ERS allowed off the exit of the bus stop chicane. Is he going to be losing time? Rear wing open to a 44.47 tenth gained up into the P4 position. He does leap over De Boonster. Now De Boonster is going to be trying to come out. He does not have time to run one more lap. Natural is going to make his way, getting ready to start his final lap. Mr. Miller on his final lap. Swazi making his way through Stavelot here. Now he's got a sector 2 split, 4 thousandths up on his time. He's not currently gaining enough. Let's see who's coming to the line now. Copa. He's going to be getting a lap. So I believe the Racing Bulls of Swazi is going to be the first one to the line here on their final run. And he's going to come into the bus stop chicane. Down into third gear. Tries to tuck it onto the apex. He's off the exit. Opens up that rear flap. Coming to the line to a 44.135 up into that P2 position. So the Racing Bull into the front row provisionally. There's a McLaren going slow. Not on a lap. Trackside making his way through sector 2 now. Off the exit of campus into Stavelot. Is he going to be gaining time? He's a tenth and a half up on his time. That's not going to be enough to really leap him over Raptor. He needs 2 tenths here as he's going to make his way through Blancamont and head towards the bus stop chicane. The McLaren to the inside, kind of in the way here. Hopefully, and he tucks and parks out of the way. And here comes the next car to the line. Trackside going to make it to the line. The McLaren's really just in the way. No, the McLaren's going to get out of the way. Who's coming to the line now? This is going to be peak hour. Not gaining anything. I'm trying to find somebody. Hold on. And natural invalidated. This is Swazi here. Mr. Miller takes your new pole position. Copa here. 3 tenths up on his time. He's going to be looking to challenge for the front row. Into the bus stop chicane, down into third gear, off the exit, gonna open up that rear flap, run to the line he goes, and he's not gonna be able to leap up, but he is gonna jump into that P4 position in front of his teammate Bonget, so you do have Williams inside the top 5, and that will be your starting grid for the 44 laps around the Spa-Francorchamps. So run through the grid one more time. Mr. Miller on the final run takes your pole position. Natural P2, Swazi 3rd, Comacopa 4th, Bonnet 5th, Boonster 6th, Trackside 7th, Raptor 8th, Peak Hour 9th, LK 10th, 11th, Osmanian Devil, Matthew 12th, and LB the Goat will round out your grid here for 44 laps around Spot Bronco Champs. I'm looking forward to the action here. We're going to give them about 3 minutes to get ready, and in the meantime, I will be right back with you all. Alright, we are getting the 30-second timer countdown, and then we will be rolling into the source of turn 1, up Eau Rouge through Radion and down Camel Straight for the opening lap here just shortly, so just stay tuned. I hope you have your popcorn ready, your beer right next to you, or your soda pop, whatever you want to call it. We are about to go green. And this is going to bring 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights in. The lights are out and away we go. We're going to jump up here and it looks like Swazi gets a great jump off the inside of Natural down into Lasource. We got 3 wide. A Haas tried to pull an Oscar Piastri from 2 years ago. And that's going to be Tasmanian Devil dropping to the back. Taking out an Aston Martin of trackside with him. And now up through Eau Rouge and Radion. Comacopa's going to be trailing right behind using the top speed down Camel Straight we go. We got an Alpine through the grass in the back into La Source. And everybody's going to make their way single file already. 2 for 1 special by Comacopa down Camel Straight. And who was that got really loose there down into Brussels? And side by side between the Ferrari and the Williams of Barnett. Barnett on the inside into No Name. And he's going to get right in front of the Boonster. Now heading towards Puhan. We've got side by side action between the Haas and the Red Bull. That's going to be LB the GOAT. And Matthew's going to sneak through as well. LK's going to lose 2 positions through Puhan. And he's going to drop to P11. Back up to the front. Raptor gets around. Not sure if that was an incident or what may have happened as we're coming off the exit of Stavelot through Corbeil Paul Ferrier. And now down into Blancmont we go. Comacopa is looking to lead us on lap 1 here of the opening lap in this Grand Prix. Into the bus stop chicane. No move being attempted. Everybody's looking nice and smooth through the braking zone. And lap 1 of 44 is completed. Raptor, I'm not sure if he has any rear wing damage. Tasmanian Devil is going to get by his teammate, but Raptor is going to continue on with the day. He does look like he has both end plates, but in the meantime, the field all in single file. DRS is going to be open. The question is, Mr. Miller going to be able to overtake Comacopa? But here comes Natural, though. And Miller's going to use that DRS to defend off to the Mercedes behind him as they all head into La Source. Mr. Miller all over that rear diffuser of the Williams in front of him down the hill into Brussels we go on lap 2. And still a lot of fighting here. You've got to train all the way down into PA. LB the GOAT trying to last the first challenge. Gonna make his way through right behind the Alpine Peak Hour. Peak Hour snuck himself up through the grid as he kept it clean all the way through the beginning of the Grand Prix. Both of your Aston Martins are right here in P9 and 10. 11 and 12 is gonna be your Haas teammates as well. Coming through Stavelot we go. Back to the front, and Mr. Miller is still on that rear diffuser. LB the GOAT gonna find his way by peak hour. I saw a little bit of a wheel snap there off the exit of Stavelot. And now we're going to make our way through Blancmont back up to the front. 3/10 separating the top 2 here as we head into the bus stop chicane. And no moves will be attempted again for the second time through the bus stop chicane. And we're going to make our way to complete lap 2. A lot of action going. Fastest laps coming through the whole line here all the way down. And the DRS helped with that on lap 2. Now beginning lap 3 up Eau Rouge and through Radion we begin. DRS flaps are going to begin opening up. Here comes Mr. Miller, 3-second times penalty to the Boonster already on lap 3. Comacopa low on battery. And around the outside, Miller. Comacopa's going to try and keep it through the inside, around the outside of La Source. And now the inside, and he's going to tuck right into line as we head down into Brussels. And everybody is actually racing pretty clean here. It's just staying tucked in with each other. A lot of action going on here on lap 3. But not a lot of mistakes going on. And this is wonderful racing from the Pro Tier to begin. We're going to head into turn 13 and 14. And looking back here, Bonget is going to be trying to run down the Ferrari of De Boonster in front of him here, as we are now into Stavelot and coming off the exit. LB the Goat has got a lot of pressure on the Williams in front of him. LB the Goat trying to make a statement as he will be coming up into the elite here on Wednesday night. But Bonget here trying to make a move. He's not going to be looking to attempt anything down into the bus stop chicane. Mr. Miller's going to lead lap 2. Okay, with a 3-second time penalty. And that's going to probably come through Blancamont for him. LB the Goat was looking down the inside of Bonget as we make our way off the exit of the source. And Bonget is now going to overtake the Ferrari, and the Boonster's going to tuck right behind. And Eau Rouge, Radion we go. DRS flap's going to open up, but here comes LB the Goat. Bonget is not going to get any DRS there. Swazi here is going to make a move on the inside of Natural. Comacopa's fighting side by side with Miller here on lap 4. Only the beginning of the race, boys, and we are really racing hard here through Brussels of turn 10. Still side by side between the Williams and the Ferrari. Amazing racing from the Pro Tier tonight. And now we're going to finally finish out the battle with the Williams coming out on top between him and the Ferrari. And we're still dealing with the DRS train all the way down into P8 now. As everybody here is fighting nice and hard on the opening lap. We're going to carry ourselves through Stavelot and up through Corbeil Paul Frere. Now through Blancamont. And Swazi's going to close right up to the back of the Ferrari. Is he going to attempt a move into the braking zone of the bus stop chicane? He doesn't, but he does go deep. Cuts through the inside. He's going to be overtaken here off the exit as he's heading down to La Source. He's now going to try and fight off the Mercedes on the inside. Defends it. Mercedes looking for a move. Not going to be able to attempt one, but De Boonster was attempting one on the Williams. Now going to head up through Eau Rouge and Radion. Everybody's still in this DRS train as we're now going to make our way down the Kemmel Straight. Mr. Miller with the DRS. Another move by Swazi behind. And that's going to be Bonget was maybe looking for a move down to the inside of Ledgecombe. But he is going to slot right behind Mr. Miller back to the lead. 0.7 of a second gap opened up as they run into Brussels we go. And still a nice little DRS train down to P8. Trackside trying to catch up, 2.5 seconds behind. Comacopa's lost the DRS to Mr. Miller in front. Mr. Miller has clicked into another gear. And he has opened up a 1.2 second gap over the Williams of Comacopa behind him. And now he's going to be struggling as Swazi's going to be getting impatient. LB the Goat is looking to get by as well. And lap 5 is when the train begins to break. And everybody is going to start to find a groove. And that is going to be a Haas. And it looks like we will have a virtual safety car. Is going to appear on lap 5. Everybody's going to regenerate their ERS here. And we're going to get back to rolling as soon as this virtual safety car allows us. As it looks like the Haas is gotten facing the right direction. We're going to be rolling again shortly. The Haas probably Osmanian Devil. Let's check if he has any front wing damage. He does have a lot of front wing damage. And when I say a lot, I mean none. No front wing for him. And Trackside dives into pit lane early on lap 6. Interested to see what Trackside's attempting here. Albanian Devil is going to retire from the session trackside on a set of, I believe, medium tires. So, early pit stop for trackside. We might do another early stop mid-race and see if we can extend it to the end of the Grand Prix and gain some time and positions, especially with the undercut and the tires. In the meantime, LB the GOAT has gotten off to a rough restart here. Back to green we go, as Mr. Miller has opened up to a 1.8 second gap over Comacopa. Albanian Devil is going to leave the session. LB the GOAT running in behind Comacopa through campus we go, and now we're on lap 6. 0.3 of a second. Swazi right behind the Red Bull. Right on board here with him for a minute. As you can see on the onboard, Swazi LB the GOAT is going to make the move on Comacopa here into Ledcombs. Natural is about to lose that DRS to Swazi in front of him here. He's going to want to find a little bit more time as they're carrying as much speed as they can through Brussels. And off the exit we go, and through No Name, 1.5 seconds back. Swazi all over that rear diffuser of Comacopa through Puhan. Is he going to look for a move around the outside? Comacopa defending hard through the inside. Nice defense by Comacopa. So Comacopa has lost the DRS to LB the GOAT in front of him. Swazi now will be challenging. And Swazi is all over that rear diffuser. Is he going to attempt to move into the bus stop chicane? No. Comacopa is trying to catch back up to LB the GOAT. He's going to be looking to put the pedal down quickly off the exit, and he does. And fastest lap to Mr. Miller, LB the GOAT, is actually going to snatch the fastest lap away. Off of La Source we go. 1.6 seconds. Here comes Swazi though. He's going to have DRS. Comacopa looks to be getting the DRS, and he does snatch it right to that back of the Red Bull in front of him. And that's going to help him defend off Swazi down the Camel Straight. And Natural is going to be able to defend off to Bongit behind him. The Boomster, he's trying to hang on to that 1 second gap. We've still got this train running, and some nice racing here between the midfield, as everybody is rolling through Brussels and now through No Name. We are going to head into Puhan. Couple of cars are going a little wide there. I never brought up the tires, and I apologize for that. Got a couple medium runners, some soft runners out here. The action was so good on the opening laps, I never actually brought up the tires. And your biggest movers, LB the GOAT, up 11 spots already in the first 8 laps, trying to pull a Charles Leclerc here. And now he is going to make his run into the bus stop chicane, trying to close up to the back of Mr. Miller. He is 1.4 seconds back. Oops, wrong one. And into the source we go. Comacopa did get closer though. He's a half a second back here. Comacopa is going to be looking to use the DRS to his advantage once again, as Swazi now is going to be using that DRS to defend off Natural. Natural appears to have a much better run though down Kemmel Street. And Swazi is blinking low on the DRS. Is he going to defend? He does. Comacopa was trying to attempt a move on LB the Goat, was not able to get through. And the Boonster, another 3-second time penalty, but you know what? We're going to ignore the penalties tonight. These guys have been racing very clean and had a lot of action go on. And bong it all over the rear diffuser of Natural here on lap 9. Into Puhan we go. But yeah, we're going to ignore the penalties tonight. These guys are having a blast on the circuit. All the way down to P7 with this DRS train. Got a little gap between P1 and P2, but that was Mr. Miller taking advantage of the battles going on at the time and just pulling that gap. Now he's going to be looking to try and extend it more. However, we got a 44 lap race tonight, and so we are in for a long one. And who knows? Pit stops, undercuts, there's a lot to come into play. Points are at stake. I'm sure some of these guys are still battling for points positions. And off the exit of the bus stop scheme, we have one driver unfortunately did DNF, that is Osmanian Devil. And we will continue on with our day as we've got everybody else that is trailing behind, just hoping for a safety car. Early pit stop also for trackside as well, as he is finding ground to LK, as he'd be looking to make a move. Comacopa is going around the outside of LB the Goat, down Kemmel Street and into the source, as now Comacopa is going to be up to that P2 position. They're still trying to find a way to close down a gap to Mr. Miller, but Mr. Miller is just being that consistent tonight as they're working their way through No Name here and heading towards Puhan. The Boonster 1.3 back from Bongit. LB still all over that rear diffuser of Comacopa. Right on board with him, see where he can potentially make this move on lap 10, almost a quarter of the way through the Grand Prix. If I disappear mid-race, that is okay. I will be right back momentarily, I promise. If under a safety car. But as we're heading in towards the source, Comacopa's trying to find time. He's got about a tenth off so far from the 2.2 second gap to Mr. Miller in front. And now here comes LB to go up through Eau Rouge, now through Radion and down Kemmel Street we go. Everybody is going to get the DRS, except for Comacopa. Comacopa is going to be under a lot of pressure. Here comes Swazi putting LB Go under pressure. But what did that do there was that held off LB the Goat from attempting to make a move on the Williams and to the inside of the source. And I think that was a smart move by Swazi, kind of blocking him in, saying, hey, not the right time, keep on it. Let's just stick with the train. We do have a yellow flag in the back, but it appears everybody is continuing on with their day. Back to a full green flag circuit. Trackside down to a 5.8 or 5.7 seconds now off the back of LK. So he has found nearly 9/10 since the restart from the virtual safety car. And I'll be the GOAT really working on Comacopa here. Soft tires versus the medium tires. As we can see, there's not nearly as quick of a drop-off early in a 100% Grand Prix, and that is because the tires are 1-to-1 ratio for distance to wear. But off the exit we go, heading towards the exit of the source, and now we're going to make our way towards Eau Rouge one more time. Natural's going to work his way through Swazi. Swazi must have made a mistake off the exit of La Source, because now he dropped down to P5. He was starting up towards the front. I'll be the GOAT trying to put the pressure on. Swazi's going to get through the inside of Natural one more time into the braking zone. But it looks like LB the GOAT was looking to put the pressure on Comacopa as well. These guys are fighting, and that's costing them time to the cars in front. And now Swazi, here comes Comacopa, and he's going to continue to defend off LB the GOAT. LB the GOAT really on that rear diffuser as we're making our way through No Name, heading towards Puhan. Some amazing action from these guys. And then even better is this is Swazi's debut here with this group, and he is just putting on a show with these guys, clean racing and this Racing Bulls, and having a blast. And I'm sure he's having a lot of fun too, enjoying this 100% Grand Prix, 44 laps. LB the GOAT is going to be all over Comacopa. Comacopa needs to regen some of that battery, as we saw momentarily that his rear ERS deployment system was blinking, letting him know he was under 15%. And through the bus stop chicane we go. LB the GOAT is trying to put the pressure on. LB the GOAT is low on has a lot of ERS deployment left. Comacopa's down to about 50%. As we're going to make our way off the exit of La Source. Now down into Eau Rouge we go. Comacopa still 0.3 of a second over. And LB the GOAT gets a little squiggly there off the exit. He's going to tuck to the inside and make the move. And he's now going to overtake Comacopa into that P2 position. And Swazi back into that P4 position. Going to jump right back onto that rear diffuser of the Williams and try to put pressure on him as they go into Brussels. But neither one of them is going to really kind of give up on a fight here, even though it's still early in a Grand Prix. These guys have been fighting since the opening lap, and Mr. Miller's just kind of giving himself a little bit of a buffer in case he's made any mistakes up in the front. Fortunately, not getting much TV time here as these guys continue to battle. Bong it 0.2 off the back of Natural here as they're making their way through campus and now into Stavelot and through the Sector 2 split. Let's give Mr. Miller a little bit of a look here as Comacopa has dropped out of DRS range once again on LB the GOAT. And this is not helping his case when it comes to trying to hang inside for a podium position, because Swazi's going to be all over him. And LB the GOAT gives himself a 3-second time penalty. Mr. Miller off the exit of the bus stop chicane, and he's going to come across the line to begin lap 14. And he is looking comfortably out in the lead with a 3-second gap to the P2 position of LB the GOAT. But Comacopa fighting in second place, or in third place for that second place finish here. And we still got about 70, or I'd say about 56% of the Grand Prix left. And down Kemmel Straight, Comacopa, he's not going to be close enough to make a move into Ludscombs. Going to continue to follow behind. Matthew, though, however, up through Radion. He's now going to be attempting to make a move on Raptor. However, he's not really going to be close enough to attempt that either. Through Puhan we go. We got 2.9 second gap, and if I remember correctly, I believe Mr. Miller is on a set of mediums. Yes, he is. So I'll be the GOAT on these set of soft tires. Not really making much of the software come to his advantage. Trackside does have one stop under his belt. He's down to 2.2 seconds here. Trying to catch up, just riding nice and smooth back here to the Haas. See if he can find some pace and catch up to the back of them. And LB the GOAT is going to dive into pit lane on lap 15. What tires is he going to go to look to get to the end of the Grand Prix? He is going to go with another set of the soft tires. So I'll be the GOAT trying a two-stopper. Back up to the front we go. As Swazi here. In the Brussels. And we have a little bit of a spin. Bonget making a mistake, dropping down into that P6 position. That is going to allow Debunster to get through. Debunster has fallen outside of a 3-second range. The train's starting to break up a little bit. I think people are starting to lose a little bit of focus. We got to kind of re-lock in here on lap 15. And we're going to make our way through Blancamont. It looks like Swazi was going to take a peek down to the inside of Comacopa, but they're going to continue on with their way as they're heading down this little straight into the source of turn 1. Not really a passing zone. You will see a surprise move every once in a while. And LB the GOAT here was contending for the lead. Swazi is going to work his way up to the front. Comacopa is going to be challenging back to the inside. And he's not going to get the move into the source. The Swazi now into P2. Let's see if he has any sort of pace. With a little bit of clean, but it's kind of dirty air here to catch up to Mr. Miller as they make their way off a no-name. Natural here, 1.3 back. Trackside does get by LK for that P11 position. Trackside doing a two-stop strategy here on the medium tires. Just kind of out cruising around right now. Finally got to the back of traffic. This is going to be beneficial here when it comes to another round of pit stops with an undercut. LB to go all over this rear diffuser at peak hour, and this is going to slow him down massively because now instead of trying to get a potential undercut on Mr. Miller, he now has to deal with this Alpine all over defensively in front of him, and LB goes off the circuit And tough battling side by side. He is going to tuck right back behind the Alpine. Into the bus stop chicane off the exit. He is going to get DRS. Is he going to wait this out until... Yes, he is. He's going to wait until the Camel Straight goes through the source. Off the exit of turn 1. Down this long straight heading towards Eau Rouge. The Alpine seems to try and get a better run, and now here comes the Red Bull. Gonna get the DRS, but before the DRS zone, he's gonna go to the left-hand side, and he flies right behind him and up to P7. Now he's got 9 seconds to try and close up to the back of Bonnet. Swazi and Komakopa still battling it out here. They did swap back positions to Komakopa being P2 and Swazi in 3rd. On lap 17, and these guys continue to battle. I will be back momentarily. I'm going to go grab a beverage real quick, and I will have you on board with Swazi while I do so. Alright, we are back from grabbing a beverage. Swazi appears to continue to put the pressure on the Williams in front of him. LB to go is now back down to 5 seconds. Into the bus stop chicane we go. Komakopa, Swazi right up to that rear diffuser. He is getting ready to make a move here as we're coming down into the source. Off the exit of the source, trackside does make it by his teammate into that P10 position. Now got 4 seconds to track down to peak hour. And up through Radion we go. Opens up the DRS side by side, heading down Camel Straight in towards Ledcombe. And we do make our way down into Brussels. Off the exit through No Name, and Swazi's now 5.1 seconds back from Mr. Miller. So they have lost some time here. Natural 2.2 on a set of mediums, and we got the Boonstar on a set of softs, Bonga on a set of softs, and then LB to go on a set of fresher softs as he bought not too long ago. He is catching up to the back of Bonga though. He's about 2.8 seconds here. He's really gained time through campus. He's down to 2.4. And so now we're going to make our way through Stavelot. And then Corbeil, Paul Friere, and heading towards Blancmont. Coma Copa is 7/10 back still from Swazi here into the braking zone of the bus stop chicane, all the way down into second gear. Off the exit we go. He is going to get the DRS flap to open up, and he will close up the gap a little bit more into the source. As now we go through the braking zone of the source. Really on that rear diffuser down through the inside. And we're going to play a little bit of DRS chicken. Swazi only on lap 20 wants to play DRS chicken. Not exactly sure why you would want to do this. This is costing you time to the cars in front. And this is not going to help you when it comes down to the end of a Grand Prix. Because now the undercut's going to happen and you're going to jump right back in front of Coma Copa once again. So you really didn't gain any time for anything. You lost about 1/10 to 2 on Mr. Miller there just by playing some DRS chicken. Not even halfway through the Grand Prix. In the meantime, LB the GOAT less than a second back from Bonget, heading down into Brussels. And now through No Name, and LB the GOAT really closing up to the back of the Williams in front. If I remember correctly, Bonnet has not stopped. No, he has not. LB the GOAT, Trackside, and Picauer have all taken a pit stop so far here in the Grand Prix. Bonnet is going to give up the position to LB the GOAT through Campus, and now heading towards Stavelot. Coma Copa is still all over the rear diffuser of Swazi here. 4.5 back. Heading towards the bus stop chicane of 19 and 20 once again. Off the exit we go. He's going to open up that rear DRS flap. Continue to follow right behind. Let's see how close he closes up here into the source. Right behind him once again. Off the exit. Any rain forecasted? No, Merc. Unfortunately, no rain forecasted tonight. It is just a cloudy Grand Prix. And Bonnet and the Booster is both going to jump into pit lane, and Raptor will follow behind them. Trackside is going to make his way through, as he is actually gotten quite a bit of an undercut with the early pit stop. He is doing a two-stop strategy. Coma Copa makes his way back through on Swazi into the source as Natural. Huge mistake there through Lescombe. And now he's going to get back underway. That is going to allow LB the GOAT to close up to the back of him. DeBoonster trackside. Half a second back from DeBoonster. So pretty wise decision for trackside to do an early pit stop. The question is how is it going to play out at the end of the Grand Prix? Because everybody that just boxed went from a set of softs to a set of mediums. But Trackside has found quite a bit of time up into that P7 position. Natural up towards the front still needs to pit. LB the GOAT has really found a lot of time with an early stop, but he is going to have to make one more stop on those soft tires, as he is doing a two-stop strategy from the softs. Swazi here on Coma Copa. He's less than a half a second going into the bus stop chicane. And both of them are going to stay out for another lap here. As we begin lap 22, Mr. Miller is going to continue to lead us with about 6 seconds of a gap. Natural here is going to be under a lot of pressure from the Red Bull behind him as we come off the exit of the source. Bonget will make it through on Matthew. Natural under pressure from LB the GOAT. Ready on, down Camel Straight. DRS flap open to the left hand side he goes, and he's going to cruise right on by the Mercedes and up into P4. Now through Ledgecombs and heading down the hill into Brussels we go. Swazi and Coma Copa get about a 6.2 second gap over LB the GOAT. But again, one more time, it'll be the GOAT in the Red Bull. Two-stop strategy, both on soft off so far. Matthew's going to make his way by Bonnet. Raptor looking around the outside. It does get a little bit of a lockup going into Ledcombe. And now around the outside, 9, down the hill we go into Brotstall, still side by side, a little bit of a bump there between the two. Clean racing though, the Alpine's gonna continue to hang on to that P11 spot from the McLaren. Swazi here, one more time. When will these two jump into pit lane? We stay out one more lap. To begin lap 23 for the Williams and the Racing Bulls. You can see the Red Bull right behind and the Mercedes as well. After with another 3-second time penalty, Bonga is going to work his way through on Matthew. And they're going to head through Blancmont into the braking zone of the bus stop chicane. Matthew just wisely chooses to continue to follow behind. And now he's going to dive in the pit lane. So that's exactly what Matthew was doing, was backing out and saying, alright, Bonga, I'm not going to fight you anymore. I'm going to go into pit lane. Okay, he's going to come through and jump up into the P9 position. Komakopa still leading over Swazi. Trackside has been booted from the session. So let me send him an invite. So trackside has been sent an invite. And Komakopa and Swazi. As we're going to make our way through Blancmont. We're going to continue to fight between these two. Definitely not thinking of strats for a race Wednesday. Well, I can tell you I've seen a couple different strats come out so far. We've had some mediums start since the beginning of the race. We got LB the GOAT. Started on softs and went to another set of softs. And then OK started on a set of hards. The ones that are on the early, or the 2-lap-old mediums, 2-lap-old softs, or 0-lap-old hards all started on a set of soft tires. So I believe they're trying to do a one-stop soft to mediums. I've seen soft mediums. I've seen soft medium, or mediums. So yeah, strategies are a little all over the place here. But yeah, the mediums probably can go pretty far. Like I wouldn't be surprised, like 30 laps or so. I think it really just boils down to your pace. I mean, can keep consistent pace and keep everybody off of you. That's really what it's going to come down to. The Komakopa and Swazi here are still fighting pretty hard. Not really, you know, giving each other a break. And Swazi doesn't want to let him go. I'm scared to look at the penalties, but we're going to have to take a look here at some point. As making our way through Corbeil Paul Frere. Now Blancmont, they're about 2 seconds ahead of LB the GOAT. Komakopa dives into pit lane. He's going to be the first one to bite the dust. And trackside has been booted from the session once again. As Swazi's now got a 2-second gap over I'll Be the Goat, but Copa did box. Question is, Copa came out in P5 in front of Natural. So where will Swazi come out when he does pit? They do have a little bit of a gap to the Boomster. As we are going to make our way down into the bus stop chicane, and it appears Mr. Miller's going to stay out, and Swazi dives into pit lane. I'll Be the Goat is going to continue on with his day here on the soft tires. Copa trying to catch up to the Boomster here. Does Swazi come out in front of Copa? No, he does not. Copa will come out in front of Swazi. Natural will not get an undercut on him, so he is going to continue to fall behind in that P6 position. Swazi has a 1.5-second gap. He's got to close up to Copa. He's got to get those soft tires warmed quickly. About 18 laps to go. He's got plenty of time to do so. After here, he's putting peak hour under a lot of pressure. Gonna get the DRS, but he is not gonna be close enough to close up to the back of that gap. Swazi 1.6 back, 1.7 back. Copa in P4. Matthew, trackside, yeah, trackside, I'm not sure what's going on. I have sent you a few invites. Hopefully you got them to get back in session. Mr. Miller's gonna dive into pit lane. The question is, what is LB the Goat gonna do? LB the Goat is gonna stay out. He's gonna stay out and see if he can continue on his way with these soft tires. See if he can extend even further. The Boomster is not going to be looking to get by Mr. Miller here, as Mr. Miller, I believe, is going to close him off. Yeah, Mr. Miller is going to be able to have that gap closed, as now the Boomster right behind him is going to be able to defend off Copa if needed, but I don't think that will be needed at all. Lap 27 of 44. Swazi in that P5 position. Trying to close up to the back of Copa. Copa is 1.9. Closest battle Bonnet here is 1.5 off a natural. He's losing time. Swazi here is closing up to the Williams in front of him here. 1 lap difference between the 2 tires. Finally got him up to temperature. But in the meantime, I gotta make a run. I will be right back. I'm back. My apologies on that. Froggy here in Comacopa. Excuse me. Froggy is challenging on the back of the Boonster. We are going to ride on Comacopa here though. Usually this is where you get the better view of the battles in front. As nothing's really happening there. Getting close but not much brewing. As we're now going to make our way down towards campus. Comacopa needs to find a way to close that 1 second gap back up here if he wants that DRS. The Boonster's not really holding off Swazi much. LB the Goat did box off of those softs. He's on a fresh set of medium tires. And he is in that P5 position, down to 2 seconds back. The Boonster here. Starting in P2 for lap 30. Going to be under an enormous amount of pressure as LB the Goat and that red boat looking to close up to the back of these folks in front of him. Into La Source we go. Off the exit of turn 1, about 14 laps to go. It's been a wonderful Grand Prix here from the Pro Tier. Very exciting. Like I said, I'm ignoring the time penalties, although I am just going to pull them up to see what we're at. Whoa, never mind. Somebody's having a rough one. And there goes Swazi through the inside of the Boonster. He's going to work his way into P2, now looking to chase down Mr. Miller. Use the ERS to his advantage, and now Comacopa's got to try and hang on to the back of the Boonster as long as he can, and hopefully work his way through with Swazi. LB the Goat 2.7 seconds back. He's not going to have DRS, so he has to find a lot of time through Sector 2. As he's now 2.3, 2.2, so he's going to make his way through Puhan here. The folks here in this grouping, they're all going to be contenders for the championship next season. I'm sure Mr. Miller will be in there as well. So there's going to be some exciting racing going on. As we make our way off the exit of Stavelot. And we're going to head through Blancamont in towards the final chicane. And towards the source we go. Up through Eau Rouge and through Radion. Peak hour does make his way by Raptor. Comacopa closes, and he's not going to be able to close enough. Swazi's not closing up to Mr. Miller. Mr. Miller has kind of checked out here in the second half of this Grand Prix. We've had one virtual safety car that was early, one DNF, and that was around, I want to say it was a lap like 20 or 18 or so, something like that. But we are continuing on with our way here on lap 31. And the Pro Tier here for their season finale. Short qualifying with only 13 drivers on the grid. They could not do a full quality, full 100% Grand Prix. But this has been just a fantastic show to this point. We do not, if you want, go ahead and put in your comments who you think your driver of the day is. We'll close the voting at the end of the Grand Prix. This is your biggest movers so far. LB to go up 8 positions, started from the back of the Grand Prix. So yeah, if you're thinking of posting for driver of the day, please do as we got our 4-car train all underway here to begin lap 32. I'll be the GOAT with the fastest lap, goes right up to the back of him on the medium tires. And now off the exit of La Source we go, heading up through Eau Rouge. And we begin with Swazi leading in the Racing Bulls in that P2 position. I'll be the GOAT putting Comacopa under the enormous amount of pressure. Comacopa's going to burn that ERS, using the DRS, and here comes Elby the GOAT to the inside, side by side, into La Source, and contact made, and it's going to be, oh, Comacopa's going to get right through as well, and it looks like Elby the GOAT's going to fall back down into that P5 position. Keeps it underway. Comacopa in 4th. He's now going to trail behind the Boonster. And new guy Swazi, has a great race pace. My vote for driver of the day from Merck, and that will be 1 vote Swazi here in the Racing Bulls, sitting in P2. What a great race from him. I could agree as well. But in the meantime, Comacopa is under enormous pressure from Elby the GOAT. Elby the GOAT's going to make a move off the exit of Stavelot through Corbeil-Paul Ferrier. And around the outside of Blancmont we go. Is Elby the GOAT in the Red Bull on a set of medium tires. Comacopa is going to be challenging around the outside into the braking zone. No, he's going to back out. And now the Red Bull's got to make some more moves, opens up the DRS port, and down towards the source we go. Off the exit of the source, and heading towards Eau Rouge. Still this 4-car train. The Boonster's going to trail right behind Swazi. Is he going to have enough battery? He does have enough, compared to Elby the GOAT, to defend off. So this is actually kind of working out for everybody in favor except for Elby the GOAT, who could be under pressure from Comacopa at some point here. We're now going to head down into Brussels. And it looks like Mr. Miller has gotten his first lap car of Trackside, who is unfortunately not here. He was booted from the session, and I think he might have given up on the whole game in general. So we're going to head towards campus now, and it appears Elby the GOAT did get by the Boonster. Not exactly sure where that happened. I was not paying attention. I apologize. But Elby the GOAT's now working on Swazi into Stavelot, and it looks like the soft tires for Swazi are starting to slightly go. As now Elby the GOAT really got the pressure on him. Is he going to be looking to make a move into the braking zone of the bus stop chicane? Really close up to the back of him, all over that rear diffuser, and no, he is not going to make a move into the bus stop chicane. But off the exit of the chicane, and DRS slots wide open, heading towards the source. Is this going to allow Swazi to get the DRS to trackside? Goes in front, and I believe it does. So let's see if Swazi can actually defend here. He does get the DRS, but still, Elby the GOAT is gonna make a move. Gonna jump back on board into the Let's Going to Go, and now towards Brussels. Elby the GOAT up into P2. Bonget is working his way by natural. Question is, does Elby the GOAT have the pace to chase down Mr. Miller? Swazi here, sitting in P3. Could just try and hang on to the back of Elby the GOAT, but big tire difference here between the soft and the medium. In regards to when the two drivers did make their pit stop, LB the Goat got a lot of work to do. He's trying to chase down Mr. Miller. He's at 6.5 seconds. We will keep an eye on that, but in the meantime, we have this tight battle going on between Boonster, Comacopa, and Swazi here for the final podium spot. Off the exit of the bus stop chicane, and LB the Goat gonna nail the fastest lap on lap 35. Heading up to Eau Rouge and Belgium. Comacopa does make it by on the Boonster there as they're heading down Kemmel Straight. Comacopa closing up to the back of Swazi. He's now outside of that DRS range. That's going to be a struggle for him to close back up to the back of it. Once you lose DRS to the car in front of you, it's kind of hard to get back into range. As now the Boonster is all over that rear diffuser of the Williams in front of him. Over the Goat down to 6.1 seconds through Puhan. Swazi's 1.8 behind. Natural losing toe to Bonnet in front. Comacopa under an enormous amount of pressure from the Ferrari behind. But I think he might be burning some of his battery trying to close back up to Swazi in front. Swazi's not really burning anything. Comacopa's definitely burning down this straight through Blancmont. Now heading toward the bus stop chicane we go. 3 cars back within DRS. All fighting for the final podium position. Into the source. To Boonster versus Comacopa. Comacopa versus Swazi. Racing Bull's gonna have that 7/10 of a second. Boonster must have lost some grip off the edge of the La Source. Now Comacopa is about 7/10 back. Does he get the DRS? Yes, he does. Down the Kemmel Straight, heading towards Ledcombe. He's gonna close up to about a half a second, but not quite close enough. And continue to fall behind. LB to go, 5.6 seconds back into Brussels. He's still trying to make these medium tires go. He's got about, I'd say about 8 laps, 9 laps or so, 8.5 laps here as we're making our way toward Puhan, down to 5.4 seconds. And he's still got quite a ways here, with not a lot of time. Time's ticking away from him. Mr. Miller's running a steady pace to hold him off. Comacopa really trying to fight here to force Swazi into a mistake. The Boonster wants to stay within this action though, in that P5 position, still fighting in the top 5. Rapture fighting with Peak Hour here as they're making their way into campus. Now through Stavelot we go. Back up to the front as they head into La Source. And through Eau Rouge. Up through Radillon. And gonna open up the DRS flap. Half a second back. Not gonna be close enough to attempt a move into Ledcombe. We're gonna jump down here though to Rapper and Peak Hour as they are battling for this P8 position off the exit of La Source. And now we're gonna head to probably, people say, is the fastest but trickiest section of the entire circuit right here. And now we're going to head down the straight. Raptor's going to open up the DRS flap, cuts to the left-hand side, and he's going to comfortably get by peak hour well before the braking zone. And up into P8 Raptor goes. Swazi Komakopa de Boonster still fighting hard here for this final podium position. Question is, who's going to win it? We will take a look at the tires one more time. Soft, medium, soft, soft, medium, medium, soft, soft, medium, medium, soft, or hard, soft, medium, medium, sorry. Getting a little tired over here from this long Grand Prix. But we are hanging on nice and tight. LB the Goat up 11, 1 to Boonster, 1 Bonnet down, up 5 down Natural. Swazi hanging on to P3. No penalties for him, fighting for the final podium position. Komakopa, who's fought him all Grand Prix, has no penalties as well. And yellow flag in Sector 3, that is going to be peak hour. And it looks like he's back underway. Komakopa closed right up to the back of Swazi. Gonna open up DRS to the inside he goes. And he's gonna get by comfortably into the braking zone. Goes a little deep though. And that's gonna back him up right into Swazi. One more time down into Brussels. And the group is tight here. Everybody out keeping a well-managed distance from each other. Over the Goat down to 3.5. He was about a second and a half quicker between the last 2 laps over Mr. Miller. Still trying to find some more time here. As you can see, Swazi and Komakopa, with the Boonster right behind him, really challenging him as well. Swazi is still fighting in that P4 spot. He's about 7/10 back. Does need to work his way by. As we're making our way through Radion, Swazi's closed right up to the back of Komakopa. He's going to go to the left-hand side with the DRS open, and he's going to comfortably jump into that P3 spot once again. 2.8 seconds still for the Goat. As we're now going to carry ourselves through campus between these 3 cars, all battling tough. As we're now coming off of Stavelot. Through Blancamont. Heading towards the bus stop chicane. And Swazi's gonna look to defend off Komakopa. Komakopa around the outside off the exit. Now we might have a little bit of DRS chicken here. 2.3 for LB to go. Trying to chase down your race leader, Mr. Miller. Swazi here, he's half a second back. The Boonster has not quite gotten in on this action yet. He will continue to follow along. He closed right up to the back of it. As they're making their way through Puhan. Now through Stavelot, down Corbeil Paul Ferrer. Komakopa and Swazi still fighting for position here. Into turn one of the source. We got about 3 laps to go and 4 laps to go, and the Boonster closes right up to the back of this. I think he's about ready to jump into this action. 3-second time penalty for LK. Down Camel Street. And to the right hand side he goes this time. Swazi's now going to be back into that final podium position. Down through Brussels. Into Puhan he goes. .3 seconds. That'll be the go. Had caught Miller to a sense of where he's starting to sniff that rear diffuser. Through Blancmont. That'll be the go. He's under a second. Sets the fastest lap with 3 laps to go to a 1:45.2. Really conserved. Really pushing. Mr. Miller's not conserved much out in front. Komakopa is going to get in front of Swazi here. Into the source we go. Off the exit. Here comes the Boonster onto that rear diffuser. Off the exit. As we're now going to make our way through a Rouge. Albie the Goat going to be looking for a move down the inside. No, he's not. He's going to slot right back in behind and continue on with his day following along. I'm still on board with this 3-car battle. Bongit's back here, 5.4 seconds back. Still in position for any mistakes. I'll be to go all over this rear diffuser of Mr. Miller. Through Blancmont. Now heading towards the bus stop chicane to begin the penultimate lap. And we have a battle for the lead. A little bit of a battle behind them as well for the final podium position between Swazi and Komakopa. Off the exit they go. Okay, watching along here as the lap down car. Mr. Miller is going to lose the lead to Albie the Goat. As we're making our way down the hill towards Brussels. Boonster looking down to the inside of Comacopa into Ludcombs. He's not going to be able to make a move. As now they're going to make their way through Sector 2. Okay, with another 3-second time penalty. Mr. Miller here. 1.6 back. 1.7 now. About to head into the final lap. Through the bus stop chicane for the penultimate time. Then we got Comacopa versus Swazi here for the final step on the podium. Off the exit of the source, it appears Comacopa got away much better than Swazi did. Swazi is burning. They both are just about equal on battery here down this long Camel Street on lap 44 of 44. These two have fought it out the entire Grand Prix, and they're going to be decided by the final DRS straight here at Spa-Francorchamps. And Swazi up into P3. Comacopa still has the opportunity to make a move down Corbeil-Paul Freire in through Blancmont. But we are going to head into Brussels. Comacopa goes a little bit deep. He's now going to make his way through No Name. He's 5/10 back, and he is under a lot of pressure from De Boonster here as they head into Buhan. Off the exit, Swazi sitting 6/10, 7/10 clear of Comacopa for the time being. Albie the Goat making his way down Corbeil-Paul Freire into Blancmont. Comacopa 8/10 back. He needs to find some time shortly here, and he needs to find it quickly. 7/10 back. He's pedal to the metal. De Boonster's putting the pressure on him. And to the line we go. Albie the Goat is going to be a race winner. And Mr. Miller is going to come home in second. Swazi's going to be under pressure. Not enough pressure from Comacopa. Into the bus stop chicane. Off the exit we go. Swazi's looking to take the final step on the podium. And indeed he does, with Comacopa coming home in P4. De Boonster in 5th. But Banya will come home in 5th. De Boonster in 6th. Natural will come home in 7th. Raptor will be looking to finish in 8th. Pika Hour right behind him in that P9 position. Not exactly sure what he's doing, but okay. He will finish in 9th. Matthew is looking to come in 10th. Matthew's just out here getting his final television time for the season. as Matthew makes his way towards the line. Come on, Matthew. The Aston Martin getting a little bit of television time. Well, there you have it, folks. That is going to be your CCRL Pro Tier. Stay tuned. I believe January 6th will be the opening race of the new season. I'm not exactly sure what's going to be the circuit, but it will be January 6th, Monday nights, 9 p.m. We will get rocking and rolling again. In the meantime, fantastic race from the Pro Tier. Congratulations to your top 3 finishers tonight. I am the Johnny Damon. I hope you all have a great and safe, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and I will see you all in the new year. So happy new year, folks, and I hope you all enjoy your holidays. Stay safe, enjoy your traveling, and I'll see you folks January 6th here for the Pro Tier. Have a good night.